You're listening to the AZREIA Show. If you're looking for quality real estate investing information that you can trust, you've found it. Stay tuned and join the tens of thousands of members that have already benefited from AZREIA, your home for education, market information, support, and networking opportunities that will advance your real estate investing career.
Hello and welcome to the AZREIA Show. This is your weekly dose of real talk, real deals, and real estate success right here in Arizona. Today's episode, we'll be discussing fixing and flipping. We'll be discussing owning a coffee shop. We'll be discussing entrepreneurship with Janet and Gabby Avila. How you guys doing today?
We're doing good. Thank you for having us.
Excellent, excellent. So before we get started, as always, Mike, how are you doing?
Oh, I can't complain.
Can't complain. So this is you all second time being on the show. Kind of give us an update.
Wait. Only Gabby was on.
Yes.
Oh, Janet, you're the newcomer, huh?
Yes, first timer.
Okay. So we'll start with you, Janet. So tell us what you're into, what you're up to, and what's going on in your life as a real estate investor currently.
Thank you. So I'm Gabby's sister. We've been around for about 10 years. It's our 10-year anniversary in February, so that's really cool. And just, trying to grow. We're out here working. Besides having the coffee shop, we're still very successful in the real estate side, like traditional real estate. And then trying to grow our flipping company, which we've tapped into the luxury market and trying to sell a lot in the, million plus range, and it's going phenomenal. Mm-hmm. And that's where we started the Flipping Sisters, which is our new kind of like a tag name that we've created, just because we're tapping so much into the investment world.
Okay. So the Flipping Sisters, have you all seen a difference between being in that luxury market compared to status quo or the average market?
Yeah, absolutely, actually. So when we started, we still love flipping those $300,000 houses. Those are
we flip anything that makes money.
Yep.
Yes. However, us personally, we enjoy the higher end just because it allows us to actually design the houses, which we love designing, and also the spread is bigger. And for us, it does require way more money, but the spread's bigger, so I feel like it's less riskier for us in some sort of way.
Yeah, so we've always been flipping, right? And our average flip, something that we started realizing, our average ROI was like anywhere from, we will take anything that will make $30K. It was just quick, Mm-hmm. And our average ROI would be about anywhere from 50 to 70. And the moment we started realizing, we started tapping into luxury, we're blessed, but every single flip has been over 6 digits, so it's definitely made a difference for sure.
Okay, excellent.
It's just also, different worries, different factors to worry about. So when we were taking on the smaller spreads, we would have to be worried about how long we're going to sit on the market. You can't take FHA loans. You have to wait 90 days, even though we finish the project in 2 weeks. You have to worry about concessions, and not only 3%, you have, depending on the market, you're looking at way bigger, 6% plus repairs. It's your whole spread is just keeps shrinking and shrinking.
Yeah, with the cost of everything going up too, one of the things we love to do about flipping, our favorite thing is designing the home. So we realize when you're flipping in first time home range, you're not, the ROI is not there. Yeah. A homeowner's looking for affordability, not pretty cabinets and nice, countertops. So we definitely switched it up and found that we're thriving in the luxury.
So you get a chance to use your creativity a lot more in the luxury market. Okay, definitely see that. How was that pivot switching, right, from up to the luxury market, right? Was it a mindset switch, all right, because it's going to take more money to put down, you got to get qualified for more, from your hard money lender or whatever. How did that switch occur?
As far as the hard money, that was kind of easier for us. I have multiple options, and I already established the credibility to have flipped enough houses for them to be like, okay, we trust you. We know you're gonna do good. I think it was more of a mindset. I was scared. It's kind of like buying my first house again. It's like, whoa, I'm spending how much on this house? And then when you look at the final numbers, you're like, whoa, I am literally almost $1 million into this house. So it was just, but doing it was, I feel like it was more, it was a new experience because you have to really like nail down your detail to your attention to detail. Janet's really great at that. I suck at that. But it was really fun choosing like the finishes, being able to spend more money. You had a budget and we're like, okay, I understand that I'm going over just a little bit, still being conservative. Really being able to get that back because the consumer is now appreciating the design and they want to pay for nice things.
Yeah. And it's not that she sucks, but she's more on the back end. I'm more like acquisitions, so I'm out there looking at the houses. I pay more attention to all that versus she's just like more analytical on the numbers, But one of the things, like, we have a really, really good team. Like, we have a great contractor and the workmanship is like there. So it made me as the acquisitions be very comfortable to make that jump and be like, you know what? We're doing these amazing homes on like $400,000 homes. Let's go ahead and just do what we're doing there so great and do it in the luxury market. And we've been thriving. Like, all of our homes, fortunately, have been selling pretty quick. Nothing has changed. We're just a little bit more conservative on our purchase price, especially with the market. And I think that's one of the keys to being successful is knowing your numbers and being extremely conservative. Versus I know a lot of people who are still pushing numbers, and this is not the market to be doing that.
Okay.
So there's business partners, sisters. There's a lot there. Sounds like you guys play off strengths and weaknesses.
Oh, we're so opposite.
So opposite, which some people like. They both have the same strength and they go into partnership.
Yeah.
So what kind of advice do you have for like the family business people out there?
Yeah.
Because you bring it home with you. You probably bring it to the family event with you. It's everywhere.
Well, we eat, breathe, everything real estate, where we have...
I guess we just understand, like, we both have, like, a same vision, where we want to go in life and what we want to do and what we want to build. And I think that helps a lot, like, just being in alignment with that. And I think once you have that, it's kind of, like, easier to do. But we are completely different, like, everything. Like, she likes something white, I'll like it black. Like, we're literally black and white. So I think that really does help because, like, her strengths are my weaknesses, and it's vice versa.
Yeah, that's
awesome.
But I think being aligned is very, very important. If you guys are not aligned, even in family, like, it's very difficult, right? But we know how to. We'll fight. We're sisters at the end of the day, But at the end of the day, we have the same goal, which is to like be successful. Like, we never give up. We know that it's going to be a sacrifice to get to what we want. And we've been in business 10 years, and I think like we're getting there.
Yeah, like if she's mean to me, I'll just tell my dad. No, I'm just
That's hard for people to categorize, right? Because you may have different approaches, may have different ideas, but at the end of the day, Gabby wants the best for you, and you want the best for Janet, right?
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Is it easy to have hard conversations together?
It is easy to have. I feel like when something is hard to, like, we're both on the same page. We always want to do the right thing, so it's usually like an easier solution. It's like, if we're in a bad situation where it has to come out of our pocket or something, like, we're both understanding of that. We're like, okay, let's just get it done. Let's fix this and move on.
But I think regardless, like, we're very spiritual in religion. Like, for us, God is everything. So we have a lot of faith, and I think that's really helped us get far to where we're at because we rely a lot of our business in God, and then after that, it's just God first and then us. Yeah. And then we are able to have those tough conversations and just overcome by just having a lot of faith. Okay. Like, honestly, we're just like...
Makes things easier.
Yeah, absolutely.
It really
absolutely. Yeah.
So, Janet, you talk about acquisition. So how's deal flow and where are you guys currently finding deals?
Believe it or so we have a few wholesalers that we work with that have been a great resource, but also the MLS. I'm a real estate agent, so I look a lot at the MLS. A lot of our projects actually come from the MLS, quite a bit.
Say that again?
A lot of our projects actually come from the MLS.
One more time.
Oh, the MLS is a gold mine. And I always say that. I'm like, the MLS is really a gold mine. Like, as a real estate agent, if you're not browsing through the MLS as an investor, if you're not, like, believe me, I spent hours underwriting deals. Like, I know how to underwrite a deal in minutes, but I spent hours looking for deals. Like, one of the projects we have right now came from the MLS. Yeah. So, I mean, the MLS is a gold mine. I prefer to buy off the MLS because it's a little bit safer. You know, you have your inspection period, depending on the offer and the property.
Right,
But it gets
right.
very competitive.
Do you think, now is that for the high-end properties, though? Because do you think you have the advantage because you're looking for something different? You're going to do something that the average flipper doesn't do. Do you think you have an advantage on MLS, or is this for any property?
I think it's for any property.
I think it's for any
Okay.
property. I think what made it easier is defining your buy box, right?
Yeah.
Before, when I started, they throw me anything. I don't care. I'll look at everything. But now we have a very specific buy box. Like, there has to be specific square footage, specific bedrooms, has to be single level. Like, it has to be in, like in
Right.
certain areas. Versus before, I would just get anything, and it makes it difficult because you don't know what you're looking for, right? Versus now, I just go straight to what I'm looking for, and I'm searching. And a lot of the times, I find great deals.
Okay. And I asked you that because a lot of people, that's the first thing that they say is, well, the deal flow, there's no deals. And we always tell people it's deals out there. You just have to go out there and
Yeah.
search for them and hunt. And like you said, right on the MLS, there's opportunities.
Absolutely. When there's a will, there's a way.
I think you hit it, though, on knowing your numbers,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So, like, we're the buy box. Like, this is all important stuff for
Yeah.
everyone listening. So let's go down that route of find it, fund it, fix it, flip it. And how you guys are doing it. So
Okay.
wholesalers in MLS is how you're finding the deals.
Yes.
And agent referrals.
Agent referral. Okay, so great. So they know you move deals. They know you close. So once everyone knows your specific buy box, they know you close. Deals start flowing to you. I can imagine. Or do you guys get like first shot at things at times?
Not yet.
Not yet.
Very few times.
Yeah.
You know, but a lot of the things is I don't rely my business on anybody else.
Of course.
You know, I'm always a hustler. I'm always looking for deals. It's a very competitive industry. I mean, there's a lot of great real estate investors in the industry. So a lot of the time, those wholesalers go straight to them, you know.
Yeah.
And it's perfectly okay, you know. But we are starting to get those relationships where we do get first bids. Not a lot. I wish, you know. But we are starting to get, because when someone brings us a deal, like if we're going to take it, we're going to close on it, like you said,
Yep.
you know. So we're real buyers,
Right.
and we buy aggressively too. So, you know, so
Okay.
yeah.
So go into the knowing the numbers. So what are some key points on numbers that everyone listening should understand?
Oh,
Or any tips or anything you want to share on knowing the
Absolutely, I
numbers?
can answer that because I'm acquisition. So
Okay.
my numbers are very strict. I buy very conservative. Like right now, I'm buying 50 to 60%, and I don't go over that. I don't push my numbers. Perfect example would be like, for example, right now, not every deal is perfect, but we have a flip that has been on the market 12 months. We've had it 12
We've
months
had
from the
it 12
moment we
months.
got it
Yeah.
to now.
Okay.
So it took a long time to get it under contract, but we're still walking away. God willing, if we close on it, close to 100K. So like to have a property set that long, like, and that's why I don't play with my numbers. Like,
Right.
Yeah.
and I also always have an exit plan. So if I'm not gonna keep it, we're gonna buy areas that I'm gonna refinance, keep them, and hold them, rent them,
Plan B.
or
Yep.
move in. You know, so I always reverse engineer on everything.
Wow.
So-
Smart.
Good for you.
Always have multiple exit strategies.
Absolutely.
So you're buying at 50 to 60%. How about like when it comes to talking with the realtor? There's probably some things that you say or do that might make you look better than the other buyers.
Yeah, when it came to, like, I know in our experience too, we've been dealing with the MLS. We've had situations where we've had multiple offers and the agents just look us up. And so by looking us up, our track history and our actual portfolio, they see that we're actual buyers and they're like, wow, like, I want to sell it to you. So we've won multiple offers multiple times because of that. Like,
Yeah.
I can see that
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah, I've had
Different
people tell me,
projects.
I do it a quick research on Instagram too. Like
Yeah.
Instagram is like your resume,
resume.
you know.
Yeah.
So it's really cool, you know, because we're very like we go heavy on Instagram and social media. We like to share what we do. It kind of puts a reputation on you too.
Yep.
Yeah. So that's one of the things that we do. Like, hey, we're real buyers. Look us up.
What's your Instagram?
Mine says Janet_AZ Living.
yeah, and mine is Gabby. Well, it's GABBAY_. And of course, we have the Flippin sisters that we just started.
You had us all crazy in the office. Like, is it 2 B's, 1 B, 3 B's?
I really need to change that, but the thing with me is I struggle with like coming out like the simplest stuff, so it's just been like that since I started.
That's funny.
So Janet, you talk about your buy box. Kind of explain what your buy box is if there's, potential wholesalers listening that want to bring you guys deals.
Yeah, so I have right now, I'm tapping in certain zip codes, and I can go over that. I do 85018, which is where we live. 85016, which is a Biltmore. Those two areas specifically, because we know the areas very, very well. We live there, we work there, we play there, you know. And then Scottsdale, I love Scottsdale, 85254, 85260, 85258, and those are the main 5 that I'm currently focusing.
Minimum square footage, because I know you talked about
I
square
say
footage.
minimum 2,200 is what I do. No HOA.
No flat roofs.
No.
No flat
We do
roofs,
take
okay.
flat roofs, you know, depending on the deal.
I just hate them.
But
Don was showing me a flat roof, but then it has like it wasn't. I think it was in the 85254, and they got like the vents on the top of the roof and stuff.
Mhm.
we just did one like that too. We
Did
just
it work?
closed on one.
Well, obviously, yeah.
Yeah, it's sold, you
It
know,
looks
very,
so
very
ugly.
profitable flip, you
Yeah,
know.
it doesn't
but
matter then.
my
Yeah.
contractor's like, you and your freaking flat roofs, and I'm sorry, you know, they just, you know, and they're not very aesthetic pleasing, but
And we like tall houses.
Okay.
So having flat roof is a real struggle.
Yeah.
yeah. But a single family, you know, no HOA is very important, and obviously it has to have over a 10,000 square foot lot.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's been working phenomenal, you know, and the reason why is because we like to move fast. That's why I love flips. Like, we try to get in and get out anywhere from 4 to 5 months maximum. We've been very blessed to be out in 120 days, so
Right.
4 months from acquisitions to sell, you know. But obviously, as the projects get bigger, they take longer because, you know, permits and
Right,
stuff.
right.
Yeah.
So wholesalers out there listening, you can tell the difference between true buyers and not true buyers. They know exactly what they want, right?
Yeah.
Minimum 2,200 square foot, 10,000 square foot lot, you know, no flat roofs, things like that. So when you're listening to buyers and you ask them, hey, what's your buy box? And they say, well, anything, this is proof, you know, that
Yep.
your true buyers know what they're looking for.
And that used to be my response to everybody. I mean, like, what's your buy box? Oh, anything that makes sense. But, like, really, anything that makes sense, you know.
Yeah.
But there's areas that I want to tap into, you know. Like, I don't buy 55 plus at all, you know.
Right.
Or in some areas of Phoenix, I won't go in, you know, either. So, you know, it just depends. But I have very, very picky on what I buy.
And it's been working for you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Excellent.
So let's go into funding it. So how are you guys funding these deals?
So we use hard money lenders still, and then we fund our own rehab. But as the projects are going, I like to have some of the rehab finance as well, or at least pull out that refi and pay for it, and then have it just in case I need it. Just because we never know when she's going to pick up another project. So
Got it.
Okay.
like
But because
to secure
of
our
our-
bases.
Because of our reputation and where we're at as well, like history, we have amazing hard money lender partnerships too.
Amazing, yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
And if someone wanted to lend you money, would you borrow someone's money like in a
They
second
have
lien
to have
position?
competitive rates. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. We will never say no
Yeah,
to money,
we'll
right?
never say
If
no.
it's
That's
good,
what
we
I'm
will
saying,
take it. Yeah.
So
But
your own sources and hard money is kind of what you're doing at the moment.
correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah.
All right, that was easy. Any questions on funding?
No.
Cool. Fix it. How do you fix them? You have a crew that you...
Yes.
We do. We have an amazing crew. So we have general contractor. The general contractor is basically the project manager. We have such a good flow that basically we just walk the property. We recently just hired a designer to come in and do the floor plans, just because Gabby and I would Gabby would do the floor plans from scratch. Like on Canva, she would just, I don't know how she did it. She's a brains of the
don't know how I
business,
did
you
it.
know.
Figured it out, right?
It
Yeah,
would
I just figured it
it's
out.
time consuming, you know. So we hired a designer to come help us to do the floor plans.
And I do the actual measurements and everything so that I don't have to do that. And then we can just easily submit it to the contractor to submit to the city.
Yeah,
Okay.
so we get the property, walk the property with the contractor, get the designer involved, and then pass the baton to the contractor, and then we'll just monitoring the project, and then we just come in when the finishes are, you know, like the tile, all that pretty
Okay.
stuff, you know. So it's
Yeah.
very easy. We're not very much hands on anymore, because we have a good team.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, if you don't have a good team and you constantly have to be at the property, it's very hard to scale at that level.
Was there a problem with your contracting team, or are they the same team from when you were doing, $300,000, $400,000, $500,000 houses to $1 million houses? Was that a new team, or did your team transition?
It's the same team. Well, the contractor's her fiance.
Oh, cool.
And he's
Okay.
in charge of finding the right team, like the right
Got it.
subcontractors, you know.
Okay.
But
He does switch the subcontractors based off the
because there's different
property. Yeah.
details like you guys were
He's
saying.
not
right?
going to put the same
Yeah.
drywallers at my, my rentals.
Right,
For
right.
the ones that we're flipping.
Yeah, so So yes, there is a difference, but regardless, workmanship is always my priority, and I make that clear. So now it's like no matter if it's a $200,000 home or $1 million, workmanship always has to be integrity too.
Yeah,
What
because your name is on
helps
it.
too is that he's a perfectionist, just like Janet. So they're both like very aligned with those details, and it's like they want everything so like as perfect as possible.
Wow.
And she just looks at the numbers. If it makes sense.
Right.
We'll talk about the numbers. Like, what are some things listeners should think about when running budgets and staying on track?
Yeah, so when we underwrite our properties, we walk the properties first with the contractor. We're like, okay, what are we going to look at based off of what we want to do? So let's just say, okay, we want to spend $300,000 on this, right? So I just monitor and make sure that like it's so easy to go above that. It's so easy to like blow your budgets, especially with like nice touches and nicer things. Like those things make the biggest difference. So it's like when problems come up, like let's just say we just got hit with a new sewer lines that we have to do that wasn't budgeted. It's like, okay, we're gonna do the sewer lines, but we're gonna adjust on other stuff, or we're just gonna have to add it to the price later on.
Right.
It's like being on top of it and making sure that like no one's overspending. Our bids are coming back based off the history that they've been coming back at. So I monitor like all like when the prices are going up. And I can say like, hey Janet, we can no longer do the project for this much because these projects are averaging us this much. Because at the end of the day, everybody needs to eat, and like the workers need to get compensated, especially if they're doing amazing jobs.
So you're constantly reviewing the numbers as the project's going.
And the cost of materials like drastically going up.
I was gonna say that too, because that's why we're so conservative. That's why we don't get. That's why it takes patience to find the right property, right?
Yeah.
Because we get deals all the time, but if you are in it for the long run, if you really want to be successful, if you really want a good profitable flip, like you have to wait for the right one, and that's the worst part, being patient, but with everything going on right now with the tariffs and stuff, it's really causing an impact on the cost of goods. So that's why we don't budget, are conservative, like 50 to 60%, period. Once in a while, but it's very rare that we'll probably push a number unless the house is really good. Great zip code, we know it's going to sell. We're like, all right, we can take it on, because at the end of the day, the exit plan will be to keep it. And I would love owning property in great areas, Of
course.
So, but yeah, it's crazy how the economy impacts everything. That's why you have to be very conservative.
Yeah.
And nobody ever talks about the patience as a fix and flipper, right? Because you can turn into a motivated buyer, right? It's like, oh, I haven't worked on a project in a minute. I haven't done something. I need to find something to do, right? How do you kind of taper that down or tailor that or feed off of each other to make sure you're sticking to this right deal?
So that one's actually funny because Janet's like that. She's very impatient. She's like, I want this deal. I want this deal. So if she could get through me, so she calls it, like I'm like the one.
You're the gatekeeper, huh?
Yeah,
okay.
Pretty much. And if she can get through me, then it's a good deal. But other than that, like my job when we walk the house, I'm like, no, like this. And she always says that I shut her down. But at the end of the day, when I say yes to a deal, it's like everyone can sleep at night. Yeah. So it's just
That's
like,
great.
This is the checks and balances, right?
But I obviously I know how to look at deals. I just get too excited sometimes.
Yeah.
But
yeah, it is.
Yeah.
But to answer your question, we do a lot of things besides flipping. So I also stay busy with real estate. I'm a full-time realtor. I help buyers with buying, selling, and we also own the coffee shop. So I stay pretty busy to keep my mind off of that, because I'm not gonna lie to you. I underwrite deals every single day. My goal is to flip 10 a month. What can it happen? Probably not. But I think I'm comfortable, or we are comfortable with 4 to 5 deals a month that are like constantly working.
Yeah.
And name of the coffee shop and location.
Yeah, it's Thompson Cafe. It's on Thomas and Central. And that's what it's called, Thompson.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's right on Thomas and Central. And
First floor of the Bank of America building.
there you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
Okay.
Check it out. And then flip it. Show us the money. I know we talked about it a little bit. Well, first, how do you sell these houses? Who lists them? Who stages them? How's that all work for you guys?
Let's talk about the latest one we had that we just closed on a couple weeks ago, 81st.
81st. Okay.
So we bought that house off the MLS. It was a great deal. Took us about
85251.
Okay.
Yeah, it took us about 4 or 5 months to renovate it. And then we listed the property. We usually stage our own properties, but for this one, we didn't have the furniture that we wanted we were going with like a Southwest
We're very
theme.
picky.
Okay.
We're going with a Southwest theme, so we hired a stager, and then we actually lasted on the market a couple months, right? Like 3 months, which was very long for us, and we ended up finding the buyer on Instagram.
Oh wow.
And so on that, the numbers were, we bought it for $700, put about $250 in it, and then ended up selling it for 1.1. So we
renegotiated to $650. Remember?
Oh yes, sorry, we negotiated to $650, and
Numbers.
then yeah. And then on that, I think our profits, like all in, like after everything was paid off, was about 180 or 90.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah, which is
Excellent.
amazing. You know,
Mhm.
so we like those deals.
Yeah.
You know, one big question we get around here, I know kind of going backwards a little bit on the fixing it. So it's like, how much per square foot to renovate a house? Everyone's always looking for like some rough numbers.
Rough.
Is that even possible? Like whether it sounds like is like 250 in your neighborhoods? Is it going to be 200 to 300 roughly for the 2,200 square feet, or is it always change?
It's always changing
Yeah.
because in some houses I get lucky and I don't have to change the sewer. You know,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
that one I had to
obviously.
change everything, and then I got hit with aluminum wiring for the house.
Oh.
And at that price point, I was like, yeah, it's just frowned upon, but let's not risk it. Let's rewire
Just
the entire
rewire it.
house and put copper.
Yeah, we like
Yeah.
to deliver like good quality products. Like the last thing we want is somebody calling us back 6 months later that we
Yep.
had a
Yeah.
shitty house, because and our name is there, reputation is there, and people are spending the money. So one of the things is integrity and providing a good quality product. So we never cut corners, you know. So if we get hit with something, we will take care of it.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah, but to answer your question on that, it's hard. I don't think it's never the
Yeah.
same.
It's never the same. It's just like getting ballparks. I do per trade. So it's like when I walk a house, I'm like, okay, are we going to retexture the entire house? This is the average. You know, are we doing like, it's a flat roof, this is the average. You have a pool, this is the, and then I kind of just add that up. So
Makes
as I'm
sense.
walking, I have like a preemie little spreadsheet for me. I just call it like rehab, and it's just like my little numbers, and I'll just plug it in at the end. And we're like, okay, this is what our estimated.
Roughly,
Okay.
it helps you write the offer properly or get close. Then you have your contractor.
Yeah.
in, right. So-
Right.
So
Wow.
if he's not able to make it by any chance, like I'll have that make it. Like I'll already have that for us, so we
Gotcha.
could just.
Excellent. Sounds like a great team.
So what about are you guys pushing the numbers in the luxury areas versus? Do you guys
Yeah.
like stretch a little bit?
We buy conservatively, but then when we listed, we push
Yeah.
the numbers.
Yeah. Okay.
Like we had a property, Pueblo House actually. When we bought it, the ARV for that is 1.1. We ended up listing at 145, but ended up getting an offer. No, our listing price was, our ARV was 1.2. We wanted to list it at one. We ended up listing it at 1.45, and then got an offer at 135. You know, so we were right in between.
Right.
And we were very excited because we pushed the numbers, and that one sold like in 15 days or so.
Wow.
You know.
That's
Yeah.
great.
Excellent.
I mean,
Excellent.
we also drive comps up sometimes in our neighborhoods, so we buy in those neighborhoods knowing that we already are raising the comps.
So have you used your own comps on properties that you bought?
Well,
roughly, or
yeah,
Yeah.
for the ones that we have right now,
That's
we
awesome.
set a record comp. One of our agents, we helped her flip the property and everything. We had her, she was in a list at 1.1, and we had her list at 1.3. She got 1.25, setting the highest comp, and we're 2 blocks away from her. And we bought on the same block.
Wow.
So
Good
she
for
drove
you.
all our comps up.
Right.
Love it. All right, Mark, you want to kind of wind us down and let us know what's going on?
So, February 9th, fix and flip to freedom. What's working in Phoenix right now? You ladies are going to be our guest panelists. So we're going to be talking about fixing and flipping, and you guys are really going to show us deep depth into what we're talking about today. So everybody need to come out for our monthly meeting, Phoenix, February 9th. Doors open up at 5:15, venue 8600 in Scottsdale. So come on out and join us.
And also, they're going to be doing the Fix and Flip bus tour. February 21st and 22nd. So all this is on azreia.org/calendar. Yeah, I'm excited to have you guys do some teaching.
Yeah.
You guys are going to, I don't know if I told you, we talked about you're going to lead the bus tour.
Yeah.
No, but yeah, they're going to be teaching.
As long as I ain't driving it, I'm good.
You don't have to drive, I can assure that. Yeah, they'll be teaching, networking, hanging out with us on the bus tour, as well as, like Marcus said, February 9th. So azreia.org/calendar. Any parting words or anything you want to share with anyone listening?
No, if you want to follow our projects, just follow us on Instagram and we'll take you along.
Okay.
Janet?
That's pretty much it. Can't wait to
thing?
see everyone on the event on AZREIA on Monday, February 9th. And on the bus tour, I think that's going to be a really cool project.
Yeah.
I'm really
I'm excited.
Yeah.
Yep, and we'll drop all their information in the show notes. Marcus?
Thank you for listening. We'll see you next week.
All right, cool.
Thank you.
Thanks for listening to the AZREIA Show with your hosts, Marcus Maloney and Mike Del Prete. We hope you enjoyed this episode. If you found this information valuable, head over to azreia.org and learn more about our community.